put on another layer because it is fairly cold, and when you're staying in one place, not moving for a long time, oh, you twig, yeah, you get cold. Got quite a few small birds already, blue tit, great tit, long-tailed tit, which is one of my favourites. I don't know, there's 3 or 4 long-tailed tits I think came on, but I'm really hoping for obviously some red squirrels this morning, which I'm sure I'll get. It's just so wild, it's, you know, it's just a beautiful wild Scottish forest, absolutely stunning. I can hear quite a lot of bird calls, and some birds keep flitting like right past the hide, really close. I've just seen a red squirrel, kind of a bit further back behind this main tree trunk, so it might be coming in. It's coming. It's coming. Oh. He's mooching around. Absolutely brilliant, just fantastic. Oh, it's back. It's back. Oh, he's not stopping. Oh my word. It's fast. Whoa. Jeez Louise. Jeez. He's quick. It's really fast. That is super. Oh my god. That is superb. Oh my word. Oh, that is absolutely amazing. I'm using a Canon R6 with the EF 500mm f4 Mark 1 lens. I'm on aperture priority. I'm doing the ISO manually because there's quite a lot of light around, so I'm actually going to ISO 400 because I think there's enough light around to do that. f5.6, keeping the aperture fairly wide, and then there's obviously snow around, but it depends. It might be more in the shade, or it might be a lot of snow in the background. I'm just going with +1/3 just to kind of average that out a bit, +1/3 on exposure compensation. So what I'm trying to do is just to get some really good poses. So they'll come along, they'll eat some food, and then sometimes they'll just kind of stop and look up. Sometimes when they've finished eating, they might do that. They'll just suddenly look up, and that's often when you get the best poses. So I'm just basically trying to stay on the squirrel, wait till it finishes feeding, and then hopefully get a really nice pose. And I've got some like that really successfully. I've got some, it seems to be quite a common pose, maybe for this particular squirrel, where its paws are kind of crossed over. So they're kind of crossed over each other. It looks really, really good. Just the most perfect pose, and the light in the background, everything. I decided my shutter speed wasn't quite fast enough. It was going down to about 200 or even less. So I've upped the ISO to ISO 800. There's another one. and I might widen the aperture a little bit. If I get the shutter speed about 400th of a second, I think that'll be enough for this. This is just absolutely amazing. I've got one squirrel on the thick branch. Oh, this is incredible. Oh my God. Wow. I had to put the camera down because the squirrel suddenly looked up. It just adopted a really nice pose. I didn't want to miss it. So I took some shots, and then I heard some alarm calls, and it all went very quiet. And then I think there was a predator around. The squirrel stopped completely and it looked up. It looked really alert. I think its tail may have been kind of curled around, but it just adopted this really alert posture. I just wanted to make sure I got that, which I did. I definitely looked nervous, like something was around. That was amazing. So if you look at the histogram on this image, it's a very light background. It's kind of, I did a video on this. It's kind of the squirrels in semi-shade or shade, but the background's really quite brightly lit. So if you look at the histogram, you'll see you've got like a bit of a peak there to the right hand side, and that's the background. So that's what I'd be aiming for, is to have a peak there over to the right hand side. I sometimes put my hand over the lens because it can help reduce vibration or just increase stability a bit. It's a little bit awkward here, so I'm just kind of putting it to the side. I'm just kind of holding it to the side like that, and I think that's helping. That was without a doubt one of the best experiences I've ever had photographing red squirrels, and I think it's largely just because of this setting, just the wonderfully natural surroundings, and I felt I got some really natural poses in there and maybe a little bit of behaviour. Now if you enjoy this type of video, then check out this video up on the screen, which is me doing some more hide photography. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. That was one of the best experiences I've ever had with red squirrels.